Hello, dear students. Let's open your books at page 50. Today we are going to talk about UNESCO. Exercise 1. What do you know about UNESCO? What would you like to know about it? You are to write 3 questions. Now let's get acquainted with new words, listen to them and write down in your vocabularies.
Allied, cultural heritage, defend, development, diversity, found, fund, government, headquarters, poverty, promote peace, reduce inequalities, standard of living, strive, wipe out.
Listen to and read the text.
During World War II, 1939 to 1945, a number of the Allied governments of European countries met in London to discuss ways of improving education after the war. The idea became very popular and took on a universal aspect. Later, in November 1945, a United Nations conference was held in London to discuss the matter further, and the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization was created. Its mission was to help build peace, wipe out poverty, and help countries to develop and communicate through education, the sciences and culture. Since then, the organization has worked to improve education worldwide, believing that it is the key to social and economic development. Today, the organization has 195 member countries, with its headquarters in Paris. It strives to reduce poverty, promote peace, defend human rights, and celebrate diversity among the people of the world. It focuses on improving the standard of living in Africa and on reducing inequalities between men and women all over the world, but also does a lot of other work, including wildlife conservation and protecting our cultural heritage. So far, UNESCO has improved the lives of millions of people across the planet by providing them with education as well as promoting freedom of expression, freedom of the press, and access to information. It has founded and funded many humanitarian, scientific, and cultural projects. It has also helped protect a number of historic monuments and natural habitats, including the Acropolis in Athens, Greece, and the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. UNESCO is a great example of how people all over the world can work together to improve the standard of living of all our fellow men and women.
In exercise 2, you are to read again and answer the question, who created UNESCO? You see, according to the text, it was a United Nations conference, which was held in London in 1945. Why was UNESCO created? It was created because many European countries wanted to improve education after the World War. What are UNESCO's main objectives? They are to help build peace, wipe out poverty, help countries to develop and communicate through education, the science and culture. How does UNESCO protect cultural heritage? It has founded and funded many humanitarian, scientific and cultural projects. For UNESCO, what is the key to human development? You see in the text, it provides them with education. In exercise 3, you are to fill in the words to form phrases. Now let's check. Allied governments, idea became popular, economic development, promote peace, defend human rights, cultural heritage, freedom of expression, historic monuments, improve the standard of living. And now, you are to make sentences with these phrases. And your task is exercise 4. Here to find out more about what UNESCO does, visit the given site, take notes, and then make your presentation.
UNESCO. Everyone has the right to education. What does the Taj Mahal, the Sydney Opera House, and the Great Wall of China have in common? They're all UNESCO World Heritage Sites. This means that they are important to our history and culture, and their protection and preservation is necessary. This is one of the many projects that UNESCO is involved in. But how much do you know about this organisation? Throughout history, people have always worked hard to find solutions to social problems and protect human rights. During World War II, 1939 to 1945, a number of the Allied governments of European countries met in London. Their goal was to discuss ways of improving education after the war. The result of this was the creation of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, in short, UNESCO. Its mission was to help build peace and security and wipe out poverty. How were they going to do this? They wanted to help countries communicate with one another through education, the sciences, and culture. Since then, the organization has worked hard to improve education worldwide. This is because they believe that it is the key to social and economic development. Today, the organization has more than 190 member countries, and its headquarters are in Paris. It also celebrates cultural differences and tries to promote respect and dialogue between countries. It has taken steps to improve the standard of living in Africa and reduce inequalities between men and women. It does a lot of other work too. For example, it is involved in many wildlife conservation projects. In 2000, it introduced a new project to protect the forests of the Democratic Republic of Congo. These forests are very important to the lives of both animals and people. They make up half of the total area of the African tropical rainforest. Many rare species like the bonobo, an endangered type of chimpanzee, find shelter in this forest. Another one of UNESCO's central goals is protecting our cultural heritage. It has founded and funded a lot of humanitarian, scientific and cultural projects. It has also helped protect a number of historic monuments and natural habitats. Famous examples are the Acropolis in Athens, Greece, and the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Did you know that there are hundreds of UNESCO World Heritage Sites in all the 7 continents of the world? The list is huge, and every year new sites are added to the list. So far, UNESCO has improved the lives of millions of people across the planet by providing them with education. The history of UNESCO shows us how people across countries can work together to make our world a better place.